everybody, and welcome to the Makeup Monday. Hi, we're back. I missed you terribly. I love you all. Hello, hello. Welcome in. I'm only like 3 minutes late. I'm actually on time today. Good news, America. Hello, Chris. Now, granted, I didn't take any of my makeup out of my box. I just realized. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. We'll fix that momentarily. But hi, guys. Welcome to Makeup Monday. It is a beautiful day. It's the end of a weekend. It is the start of a new week. It is a fantastic time. Hi. I got contacts in. Oh. Hello, Jen. Yes, I got the pink eyes in. I'm really excited. So for those of you who pay attention to some of our stories, as Facebook calls them, that we post up, a couple weeks ago, I successfully got contacts into my face for the first time ever, and that has been an experience and a half. So this weekend, while roaming around Mad Monster Party, which we're going to talk a lot about tonight, somebody was selling pink contacts, and I was like, oh shit, Vera's supposed to have pink eyes. I'll buy those. So I now have these, and these are actually extremely comfortable. In fact, more comfortable than some of the other ones that I have. So I was like, oh shit, I'll just wear these because I'm just so excited that I did my first weekend in the pink contact lenses, and I had lenses for a costume. I was super excited. So that's why I put them in. I got my pink eyes in. All right. David Buxman's watching. Hello, Bucks. Hello, Danielle. Hello. How's my pretty babies? I got so much to talk about today. Mad Monster Party was this weekend, and they kind of just engulfed my whole week, I think. I was trying to think of what else did I do this week? And I was like, nothing. Comparatively, nothing. So we're going to talk a lot about Mad Monster Party, a lot about what's coming soon. And yeah, we're gonna head up on that. Doug Jones, yes, Doug Jones. I got some things to say and a picture to show you guys. Because you'll notice I posted up the selfies that we took, not the actual photo op photo, because I call it Deer Meets Headlights. I look mortified in that picture. It's still hilarious. I'm gonna laugh about it for the rest of my life, being I was this nervous. Still am. I was that nervous. All right, let me pull up the video on my end. So I'm going to pull up the video on here so I can see what you guys are saying in front of my face instead of turning over here 800 million times. But before I do that, before I stop looking over there, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share the video myself. All right, there we go. Shared. I'm only gonna share it once today. I'm lazy, but if you guys do the shares, that would be amazing. Share it with your friends. Tell them what you're watching today on Monday. Coming to see this crazy lady. I would absolutely love it because you guys are amazing. Hello, Shannon. Welcome in. But yeah, it was a weekend, and I'm gonna share the poll real quick because it is monster related since we are just coming off of a Monster Con. I figured we go a little bit monster themed, But yeah, let me post up the poll real quick. Publish now. Let's hope I got that right. So I said, what kind of monster movies do you guys like? Campy and animated, like the 1960s, Mad Monster Party. If you guys remember that was actually one of my favorite VHSs to watch as a kid. I loved Mad Monster Party, and that's actually, I was kind of hoping to see a little bit more of that at this convention, but it was definitely more of a horror con. But I was very cool with it. Slashers, where it's just mindless violence, where it's everybody's coming to attack, everybody's coming to do crazy things. Suspenseful and mysterious, where they don't tell you a lot of information. You find out at the end there's some plot twist ending, where it's what's that movie with Nicole Kidman where you find out at the end she's dead? Movies where humans are the real monsters, not necessarily the monster in the movie, where it's kind of folly of man sort of thing. Clive Barker makes a lot of those kind of movies where humans are in it's the human evil versus the monster just trying to live its life. It's But that's what it is. So examples of, I guess, each of those. So Mad Monster Party slashers would be like Jason Bourne, not Jason Bourne, Jason Voorhees. Jason Bourne. That's completely different. But like just like slasher like movies that you watch in the summertime about summer camps and monsters and stuff like that. Suspenseful and mysterious would be like Crimson Peak. I would say that's a really mysterious and stuff like that. And then you have like Monster Good, People Bad. You have Shape of Water, Hellboy, Nightbreed, things like that. So go ahead and vote on that. And now we're gonna get started because I love you guys. Hi! Oh my God, this weekend, guys, this weekend. Oh, Mad Monster Party. Oh, look at that. Hi. I love you, puppy. You're pretty great. Oh, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Hi, Mom. Hi, Matt. But yeah, no. So this weekend was crazy. So we drove up to we drove up to Scottsdale or Mesa, Arizona. I had worked the night before, so I had worked from midnight to 8 a.m. But we got out early, so good news. Midnight to 8 a.m., fell asleep for about an hour, went and dropped Artemis off at her babysitter, picked up my friends Chris and Danielle, and we drove up to Mesa, Arizona, which is only about 2 hours away. And my air conditioning died about 20 minutes into the ride, and it was 110 degrees. It was nuts. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry that my car sucks. Like, wasn't expecting that. So I learned. I mean, I didn't learn. I knew. I'm just lazy. Hold on. Ugh. I learned that you 100% in the summertime in Arizona need to turn off your air conditioning when you turn off your car. Do that because apparently that affects everything. Oh, hey, I was looking for that. So our car was gross. It was when we got there. Like I pride myself. I always say my superpower is that my face doesn't sweat. And like I was like wiping away, like I was glistening. It was gross. Jason versus Jason. Excellent. I love it. So I'm really sorry to Danielle and Chris. I mean, I know you guys were really good sports about it, but I know how gross my car was. Thankfully, after we parked and like we let my car sit for a while, and when we went to the con that night, my air conditioning was working again, and we didn't have that problem again until we started driving again, and it lasted a lot longer this time. But I think my car just can't handle the heat. My car's just like, ah. Oh God. So moist. Oh, I know. Yeah, Danielle just re-dyed her hair and her whole forehead was stained blue by the time we got to our hotel. Oh. Okay, so let me get my colors out real quick. So I need yellow, blue, purple, and maybe a little bit of orange and green. We might end up with more green than orange. There we go. Okay. Those are the face paint colors I need. Just want to make sure I have everything I need for tonight before I really get buckled down and into it. Oh, and here's why. I need to fill up my gross jar. All right, just a moment, children. Mama Kate wasn't as prepared as she thought she was today. This is why I'm always late. There we go, water. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Megan. Hello. Yeah, it was hot as hell in my car. I cannot say I'm sorry enough, you guys. So, what happened next is so we got to the hotel. We checked in at normal check-in time. We had a couple hours. We went to swims. We went swimming because of course we did. I would say I specifically, when I look for hotels with pools in them, and so I could go swimming because I love swimming and I miss the ocean. But I will take pool water if I have to. Hello, brushes. I haven't seen you in a whole day. Oh, it smells nice in here. Got all my perfumes in there. I was worried about your makeup in the car Sunday. Glad it was okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, it worked when we were going to the con and stuff. Like going back and forth to the con Saturday and Sunday, we had air conditioning. It was only when we went to go like drive the long distance home that we had the issues with the heat. It was so I had wiped off all my makeup in the parking lot after the con on Sunday. I was just like, nope, we're not driving home with this leaking into my face. We're just gonna put it up. All right, Frankie, we'll see you in a bit. But yeah, it was. Oh, wrong arm. There we go. But yeah, so we went in the pool, we had a good time, and then it came time to go to the con on Friday night, and we were pretty jazzed, I'd say. And I was trying to think, like, hey, what character should I dress up as? I kind of just decided that on Friday night I was gonna go easy. It was 3 hours, no point in putting on a whole costume and like dressing up that way just so to take it off in like an hour, kind of like Makeup Monday. I was like, hey, I'll just do like a combination of some Makeup Mondays I've done of my favorite parts of them and put them on my face for that. So that's what I did. If you guys actually head over to our Instagram, you can see what I did. I put some scales on my face. I kind of did a combination of the viper fish from Halloween and I forgot what the other one was. That's okay. I can look it up later. But I would say I did kind of a combination of things from a couple of different ones that I've done, and I think it looked great. Apparently, also, so did every drunk guy at the con. Have I been live for 40 minutes? No, I've only been live for 12 minutes. It's so silly to hear the Narwhal song when you say you miss the ocean. I mean, that's fair. We played the Narwhal song like 3 times this weekend. We're being fair. Alright, so what I'm going to do is dab on some purple in the corners of my face. Because we're going to start painting, because that's why we're here, right? That's the real reason. Hello, Dan Warburton. Hello. But yeah, so we get to the con, and the first thing I did was scope out the con. Like, so I don't think Danielle and Chris were prepared for me to like just kind of like be like through all of the aisles, because I'm like, no, I gotta scope out the con because I've never been to a horror convention before, and I'm deathly afraid of animatronics and taxidermy. So both of those are spooky things that are used in horror and monster movies. So I have to scope out the entire place to make sure if there are any, those are the areas I avoid. Thankfully, there were not any. So I was like, oh, sweet. But they were like, are you going to go say hi to Doug Jones? And I'm like, no. Why would I go say hi to Doug Jones? Hell no. My photo op's tomorrow. I don't have to say hi to him now. Because I was extremely nervous. Yeah, it's the beginning. Hello, yeah. I don't have anything on my face yet. Also, before we even, I realized I haven't even told you guys what fish I'm doing today. So we're still doing extinct fish. And one of the ones the one we're doing today is the Galapagos damselfish. Now the problem with that fish is that there's no pictures of the Galapagos damselfish. There are like no pictures other than scientific drawings of it. So I went through and I looked at a whole bunch of pictures of damselfish and picked a couple of variations of my favorite ones, and we're doing that. Now we all know what to get you. I mean, Bucks, you're new to the party. The entirety of the Makeup Monday audience normally has known what my fears have been for about 2 years. I'm pretty open with them. I even said to Chris and Danielle on our way into the con, I'm like, you know what? My goal this weekend is to get over these fears. But they didn't have any, so I didn't have to get over my fears. So good news. I get to keep being afraid of them. All right, so I'm going to do some blue here. It's kind of going to be an ombre. But we, Doug Jones was there. I was a Matthew. Well, there's a ton of people there, like that have been in all kinds, like Robert Patrick and stuff like that. And it was really cool walking around, seeing everybody there. I got stopped by, I forgot what his name was. It was either Ray Weiss or someone, but they on Saturday I got stopped by them in my Gilda costume, and they were like, "You look absolutely amazing," and I was like, "Why, thank you. I'll take it." But so Friday I'm just walking around. I have my normal street clothes on, like my like black dress, like a sweater. I don't know why I brought a sweater to something in Arizona, but But like we're walking around, and I just have my face painted, and like I keep getting stopped by these aggressively large humans, like aggressively large men, and they aren't aggressive in like any other way, but like when they're like, "Can we get a picture?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Like, take my picture." And they come over, and they would either like essentially like grasp the back of my neck or like my waist, like a little firmly for what I'm like. Usually when you take a picture, like, you got lazy arms around people, like you're touching them, but like you're not, like they would like forcefully hold me there. And I'm like, guys, I said yes, I would take a picture with you. I'm not going to run away. I'm not Bambi. Like, but it was just like, but then I realized on Friday night that I was like, oh, they're serving alcohol at this place. Literally everybody here is drunk. We came 2 hours late. Everybody's been drinking for a solid 2 hours. Every single one of these guys is fucking off the wall blazed. Got it. So I just kind of thought it was like this funny, like, oh my God, kids, it's going to be okay. There were a ton also of something that I'm not used to at conventions of tattoo artists. And you're like, no, there are plenty of tattoo artists at conventions. That is very true. I'm saying they had an entire hallway of people doing tattoos, which is something that I personally have never seen at a convention other than maybe like one or two stalls, but this was an entire hallway of like 7 or 8 different tattoo like setups, and it was like, oh dang, all right. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up to comments. Yeah, no, so the Avatar one. So I'm in blue makeup, I have scales, but I wouldn't say I look like Avatar, but that's always like the one thing we get when we dress up in like blue face paint is like, oh, are you guys Avatar? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But like this guy got a picture with me about 4 to 5 times, going like, I want a picture with Avatar, and he would like bear hug me in, like it was just like, hello, yes, what do you need? Like, girl, let's listen, like chill. But like it was so funny. I thought it was hilarious. Like I took it with stride because I was like, I'm like, dude, you're ridiculous. The next day I was gearing up for the same thing though. I was like, I don't know what this crowd is like. Once again, never done a horror con before, so I'm like, maybe this is just a different crowd. That's what we're in, that's what we do, it's like maybe they are all aggressive. That's just what horror cons are. Nope, dressed up as Gilda, I'm sexy all day, and not a like I got tons of pictures, but not a single aggressive person. So I was like, okay, everybody was just drunk. That's good to know. Sorry, cleaning up my brush. Uh, so Saturday rolls around. Saturday. And that is the day. First thing in the morning is the photo op with Doug Jones. So and this was specifically, I've never paid for a photo op in my life. I've never really, I don't, like I've said before, I don't idolize celebrities. I growing up in kind of a life surrounded by actors, I don't really get starstruck. But Doug Jones was my exception to the rule of kind of my nervous, starstruck kind of mindset. I was like, because I've met plenty of people, and I'm like, oh yeah, hey man, like, you know, had a beer with Dante Bosco. You know, it's like no sweat. I mean, like, hey man, how's it going? No, Doug Jones. The idea of meeting Doug Jones absolutely terrified me. So I purposely paid for a photo op so I couldn't get out of it. I was like, he is your favorite actor. And it was one of those things where it's like, as a kid, you have like favorite actors and stuff. Like, I was a huge Johnny Depp fan, and, you know, and I loved Seth Green and stuff like that. Like, it was one of those, like, I had, like, you know, childhood celebrity kind of like, oh yeah, I love them. But the older I got, I loved monsters in movies. Like, I loved things, like, I loved Pan's Labyrinth, and I loved, like, The Baby Eater, and I loved, like, I was like, oh, all these are so cool. And someone pointed out one time that they're like, oh yeah, no, Doug Jones, this actor you'll never, like, that stupid thing that went out, like, I don't know, 14 years ago, when on the internet, where it's like, you never knew it was this guy. And I was like, holy shit, no, that's literally all of my favorite characters in every movie that has monsters in it. Holy shit, who's this guy? And I started noticing the older I was getting, yeah, he's legitimately like my favorite part of every movie with a monster in it. And I'm like, and now, to the point now where I just recognize his movements. Like, when we were watching Crimson Peak, I was just like, oh look, Doug Jones. Like, my Trace McNeil sense was tingling, where it's like you could just tell Trace McNeil is that character before she even speaks by how the character looks in the cartoon. I'm like, oh look, the Trace McNeil character. It's just one of those, you know. It's like, so it was absolute. Like, I was like, nope, we're gonna do the photo op, and then I'll get it signed, and I'll get a selfie with him later. Like, that's what I'll do. That was my plan. That's how it was gonna roll. So we get ushered in our little cattle lines to go get our pictures taken. And excuse me, like, I'm walking through the line, and like, I see him, like how they were doing it, it was like, you walk up when they tell you to, you pose together, they usher you out. Like, it was very quick. It was boom, boom, boom. But, you know, we were doing it in waves. I was in the last wave because I'm a very patient person, and I'm willing to wait in the back of the room because I don't care. I am like, kids, patience is a virtue. Like, just be chill. It's going to happen. Just show up on time. That's all that matters. So I'm in the last heat, but like, I walk in and I'm like, I see him, and I'm like, and immediately, like, my heart's like, like, freaking out. And I'm like, no, we're gonna be cool, we're gonna be chill, it's gonna be fine. But like, my leg is shaking physically, and I'm in high heels, so that's not a good thing. And like I see him see me, and I'm like, as I'm waiting in line, and I'm like, oh no, like, no, be cool, Kate, be cool. And I get up to, like, I'm like the set, like the next one in line, and the guy that's telling you the movie's like, oh, he's gonna have fun with you. And I'm like, don't, no. And like, the nervousness just goes right through the room, and I'm like, no, I was gonna be cool, I was gonna be fine. So like, I walk up, and I'm like, hello. He's like, did you make all of this yourself? You look absolutely gorgeous. Everything on you is stunning. And I'm like, thank you. So he's like, all right, this is how we're going to pose. Let's clasp hands and come in. And I'm like, okay. And I call it Deer Meets Headlights. Let's see if I get. Yeah. Look how scared I look. That face is absolutely, like, I was trying to be like, no, make the demure, like, Gilda face, where it's like, yes, bitch. No, that's the face that happened because I was so scared my face couldn't hide it. Like, I was just like, oh god, yeah, no, it's it was So that's why on Saturday I posted the selfie pictures, because I look much happier in those than I do in that. I love that picture and I will cherish it forever. But it was just so fucking funny getting it like an hour later and being like, for real? For real? Oh, God. So we walk around a bit for the rest of the day. Like I had to like do a couple laps to get over that. But he was back at his table and like the line was long for a long ass time. But when we noticed it was getting a little bit shorter and it was moving pretty fast, I'm like, okay, we'll get in line. We'll get, I'm going to get a selfie. I'm going to get a print signed, because I didn't get this signed because I was like, it's a picture of me. I want it signed for me and Charlie. So I actually got a picture of the Angel of Death that he played in Hellboy 2, because me and Charlie both love that rendition of the Angel of Death. Like, that's something we both absolutely love. So I had him sign it to Children of Proteus. But, it was magnificent. Like, when I finally got up there, like I handed him stuff, and like he was just like, I am never gonna forget you. You are just something to look at. And like it was just like, what? Internally, like, but like I spewed love on that man. Like I literally, like, as soon as I started talking, I was like, there's no getting this to stop. I was just like, oh my, I was like, so I don't know if you can accept gifts, but a couple years ago, our cover artist gave you the first 2 of our comic book, and we couldn't go because we were out of state, but like he got something signed for me, but you are one of my absolute favorite actors in the world because of like how you portray monsters and the dedication you go through and how much effort it takes to hold all of the prosthetics and costumes on yourself for that long period of time, and the effort that you go through on a daily basis, and your just sheer talent level, and I really care about you, and you've always been like, and I'm like, I'm just fucking blurting out everything. But I gave him the comics, and like the lady taking pictures was like, she was clicking pictures with Danielle's phone, because mine's broken, if you'll remember. And like I sent all the selfies to like, he flipped the comic and he took it and he said thank you, and we had a couple really cute moments of like talking, and I gave him a patch, and I sent all the pictures to Charlie afterwards, and the face is thoughtful. It's a thoughtful face, like, because I was talking to him at the time, but because I was just blurting out everything. But like Charlie goes, oh good, I've never seen Doug Jones sad before, but the first time I do, he's looking at our comic book. And it was just so fucking funny. But I got cheek kisses. Danielle and Chris got their photo. And they, he's such a sweet guy. He kind of, like, he personalizes really every interaction he has with people at conventions. Just that little bit, like he does some things like for multiple times for people, but like it's just one of those, like, he kind of just makes that moment so personalized for the person. Like he makes it so it's like, hey, no, me and you together, we're having this moment. And that I really appreciated that. Like I was like, but like everybody's like, oh my gosh, he's so sweet. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking why I was nervous. I was like, it's not like I couldn't walk up to Robert Patrick and be like, hey, what up, fucker? Like, he's an asshole. I can do that. I can't do nice. Nice terrifies me. I don't know how to deal with nice. Like, what the fuck do I do with nice? That's terrifying. But yeah, we went to his panel a little bit later. We did all kinds of stuff. So the one thing that I had done for this con, because I actually wanted to bring some comics, but I didn't want to be like that person selling comics on the floor out of their backpack. And Danielle and Chris were very nice, and they actually held my stuff for most of the weekend. They were absolutely fantastic. They were like, yeah, let us hold your stuff. And I'm like, we can just leave it in the car. Like, I don't have to have someone to carry my stuff. Like, that's fine. And they carried my stuff all weekend. So shout out to you two, you fuckers. I love you. But I packed my bag full of business cards and patches. Like I took a whole bunch of the Bonefish patches from the pre-order and my business cards. And anybody who wanted to take a picture that like seemed really excited about it, like I would give them my card and be like, hey, tag me when you post it. But also, just because you're so energetic, have a Bonefish patch. And I actually gave out all of the ones I had in my bag, but 2 of them. So that was pretty dope. I actually brought way too many business cards, but I also scoped out the place for all of the indie comic artists and writers that were there, and I actually bought all of their stuff because I want to really meet the Tucson art crowd. You know, it's like I want to meet the people who are my family in that aspect. So I bought all their stuff and like connected with quite a few of them. Like we're all talking on Instagram right now, which is kind of neat. But I'm going to be meeting up with one of them here pretty soon. Her name's JoJo. She writes a kind of really cool, like dark. It's got a really cool style. Like I have to show you guys, but like she writes, and she's here in Tucson. So we're gonna actually, I think we're gonna go out for like lunch and smoothies here sometime in the next week or so. And talk and hang out and be art friends. So I'm actually pretty excited about that because that was something I wanted to do this week. It's like, hey, we're monsters, you know. So I was pitching us all weekend and be like, hey, we were at a comic about fish monsters, like let's talk. like hey. So and the costumes were super well received, which was amazing. Like that was something I was really worried about, especially with Gilda. It's that yeah, we're technically fish monsters, but she's pretty, you know, she's beautiful. It's my most beautiful, as it were, costume that I have. It's not really like grungy, it's not dark, it's she's all white. She's got golden hair. She wears gold outfits. She's very like demure and composed. And I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. And people thought it was freaking great. People were all about it. So I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. So I think we're actually gonna start trying. I'm gonna try to start aiming at more monster conventions because we did great. I think we did really good, and you know, the more of them I do, the more chances I have to see animatronics in taxidermy, and I can get the fuck over this dumbass fear. But yeah, I'm really excited. This weekend was really good. It was a good time. It was a good experience all around. But I gave out a ton of cards, and I got a lot of new friends, a lot of new people to talk to and contacts, which I thought was really great. Met some other mermaids that do some stuff here in Tucson. Found an event that's happening in August that I can actually do because as I've been saying, is something had to give in August, and unfortunately, so it was my cousin's wedding. But because I had talked to my parents and I had been telling them, I'm like, hey, I'm just waiting for that plane flight to drop under $400. And I've been waiting for about 3 months for it to drop under $400. It's like in the 450, 480 range. And I can't flex that. Like I can't just, you know, that's hard. And so they're like, nay, don't worry about it. If it does drop, just let us know. We'll even pitch in for it. I went, okay, cool. I was like, hey, I'm like, with their date coming up for RSVP, I don't want them to be like waiting on my response. You know, and they're like, it's okay if you don't. And I'm like, okay. So, and then literally the next day I went to go check flights again, and it skyrocketed $200, and all the flights are now $600. And I'm like, I'm definitely not going to be able to make this wedding unless they drop to like $200. That's not happening. But yeah, I'm going to start putting on some, oh, that is too light of a color to put on my face right now. There we go. This is kind of what I want. I'm going to do the purple up here. Kate is wearing contacts. Yeah, no, this is kind of like the new development for Children of Proteus that I'm real excited about. So a couple weeks ago, I was able to get Zaz contacts in my face, and I was super excited about it. I'm like, oh my god, I got them in. And I was like, oh, if I can manage it, I'll wear them for Mad Monster this weekend. And I got to Mad Monster, and I realized I forgot them, but I was walking around to some of the tables, and I saw that they had contacts for sale. And our buddy Ember, who will tune in probably at some point tonight, but they were selling contacts and they had pink ones, and I was like, oh my gosh, all of the daughters of Triton have pink eyes. I need those because I'm gonna be Vera on Sunday, and Vera could you and oh my god, she is terrifying with these in. Like I took a couple selfies with it and like, oh, these contacts. Like I was really skeptical about how Vera would look with pink eyes. I didn't really like when Charlie was like, hey, let's make all of the royal family, like let's make all of the daughters of Triton have pink eyes. And I was like, okay, well, I think Vera's gonna look terrible, because she's yellow with bright blue. You know, it's like those pink doesn't really go in that color scheme. And so I was like, you know what? I'll try it. I've been trying to draw pictures of her with pink eyes, and so I bought the pink contact lenses. I got them in. They're super comfy. And I'm like, you know, I'm going to wear them tonight. Be like, hey, guys, look what I can do now. Yes. Oh, my God. Yes. We're not there yet. We're still on Saturday. So we did quite a few laps. Ember messaged us saying, like, hey, I'm on my way. Like, when the Doug Jones panel happens, like, save me a seat. We're like, cool. So I needed to sit anyway because Vera, as most of you know, like, I wear high heels, and then I'm also wearing 3 girdles underneath my bodysuit. So it requires some sit-down time so I can, like, stretch everything out and, like, get my feet off the ground. So we went in for a couple of panels and stuff. Like, we saw parts of the Robert Patrick panel, and then we saw some, and then we sat down and we're like, oh, the Matthew Lillard panel's right before the Doug Jones panel. Perfect. So we'll just watch the Matthew Lillard panel because we fucking love Matthew Lillard. Who doesn't love Scooby-Doo? And if you don't, you're a monster. And a real life monster, like real world evil monster, not like the cool kind of monster that I am. So we sat down and we were like, we'll just watch the Matthew Lillard panel. She shows up and we have seats and we're watching. And Matthew Lillard, so how they were formatting all of their Q&A panels was they had a table up there, they had 2 microphones, and there was a guy asking questions to the celebrity guest. And it worked really well. They announced Matthew Lillard, plays a little tidbit. Matthew Lillard comes out on stage, immediately gets off the stage, attempting to pull the mic off of the stage. And I'm having weird Vietnam flashbacks of, I've seen this before. Where have I seen this before? And my brain started singing Poor Unfortunate Souls in Charlie's voice. And I went, oh no, he's pulling a Charlie. Like in my head, I was like, okay. And so he couldn't get the corded mic off of the stage. So someone came up with he's like, so I fucking hate this shit. And I was like, oh no, it's a Charlie. Like, hell no, you can't do this to me. Like, he's like, no, I hate formatted stuff. I just want to talk. I want to tell you real things. I want to do stuff. And he walks out into the audience, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, I'm all for it. I'm like, but it was one of those things where I wasn't expecting to see the best impression of my husband to happen. And it's like, so it's just like how he would answer questions, like, he's like, all right, first question. Nobody raised their hand right off the bat. He's like, Aquarius, next question. And I'm like, who gave this man a microphone? Who, like, in my head, like, my inner, like, oh no, is going off. But, like, at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay, this is just a thing. So I think next time Charlie does this, I'll be fine. But, you know, he did a lot of cool stuff. He was, like, somebody was just like, so I really loved 13 Ghosts. And he goes, let me stop you right there. Did you even watch 13 Ghosts? That's a terrible movie. I'm not in good movies. And I'm like, oh, sweet Babu. He talked about all kinds of, like, little fun tidbits about his movie and what, like, his movies and what he's been doing. But it's just, it was a fun panel. Like, I was laughing and just going, oh my God. It's like watching Charlie walk around. Like, this is hilarious. I kind of like, so that was actually what clinched it in my head. Like, I wasn't going to get a selfie or anything or get a photo up with Matthew Lillard. But that, like, going to his panel clinched it for me. I'm like, I have to tell him thank you. You know, because, like, I do miss Charlie at conventions. I miss Charlie at conventions a lot. Like, conventions are hard without Charlie. he's my rock, man. Like I love Charlie dearly, and I like being around him. I like doing things with him, and doing conventions without him is not the fucking same. Like it's not. I don't have nearly as much fun, and I like, it's not that I don't love you guys at conventions and stuff like that, but without him, it's definitely missing something a lot for me. Like I so seeing Matthew Lillard on stage doing this, and like it kind of gave me this like weird little nostalgia feeling for Charlie, and I was like, yeah, yeah. And he was talking about he does USO tours where he goes over and entertains the troops and stuff, and I was like, hell yeah, homie, like hell yeah. So I decided, like, I was like, okay, on Sunday I'm gonna go get a selfie with him. Oh, Gilda Finn. Yeah, no. So I replaced Gilda's leg fins this time around. So I have much bigger leg fins, and they're much more sturdy this time. But I took up like 3 seats. That's how I was saving seats for Ember. I was sitting on 2 seats because my fins would take up the rest of the seats. Oh god, that was great. I wouldn't be able to. Would you like me to pop by? I'm okay. I'm not really feeling too hot. I'm really tired, and my house is a mess. So I'm gonna say no for tonight, Tyler. But thank you. No Wing Commander love either. No, he was like, no, that's a terrible movie. Hackers pretty much define my senior year of high school. Yes. So fun little thing about Hackers is that Hackers for me was the movie that made me go, how fucking old is Matthew Lillard? Like that was what that movie raised a lot of fucking questions for me, because I only saw Hackers. I realized it's been out for like almost 20 years, but like I saw Hackers like 3 years ago because my buddy Swayze said it was one of his favorite movies, and I'm like, okay, well, it's on Netflix, let me give it a shot. And watching it, Matthew, like, I'm used to Matthew Lillard in things like Without a Paddle and fucking Scooby-Doo. And so for me, I was like, okay, yeah, no, like he's like maybe like 25 to 30. But then I watched Hackers, which came out in like the early 2000s, maybe earlier, and he's playing Angelina Jolie's college friend. Like he's supposed to be older than all of them. And I went, what? No. And I look it up, and I'm like, holy crap, he's like my dad's age. Yeah, 95. But yeah, no, that was a weird movie for me, was Hackers, like seeing it like well after it came out, going, how the fuck old is Matthew Lillard? Like, this man, what fountain of youth did he dunk his nutsack in? Because Jesus, what the fuck's going on there? Yeah, so that was pretty dope, but it moved right into the Doug Jones Q&A, and I was like, oh, you know what? Bam! That's why you're here. But yeah, so it was really cool. It was really cool. But the Doug Jones panel was right after. He talked a lot about, like, how he met Guillermo del Toro, and like how, like he answered right off the bat. He goes, so the longest it takes for someone to make makeup was 6 hours. And he goes, and this is when it starts, and this is like, that was like right off the bat. He's like, I get that at every con. Let's do something else. And I'm like, yeah, like I feel that, like, because that's, for me, like, that's one of those questions that I hear all the time. It's like, how long does your makeup take? And I'm like, I can imagine, as someone who does it professionally, like Doug Jones, like that has to be like the biggest like kind of question. Like me. Oh, Artemis. Chill. But it has to be one of those like eye roller questions. So after a while, it's like, oh god, again. But But I love how animated he would get about things. Like, he constantly had to get up and, like, show how things worked. And I was like, hell yeah, man, you do you, buddy. Like, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. So it was really cool. And there was this funny little moment of like, oh my god, I relate to this. Like, I related to a lot because I wear a lot of makeup and I wear a lot of costumes. But like, one of the moments where he's like, so when Guillermo came to me before the script was even written for The Shape of Water, and was like, so this love story, blah blah blah, like tells how The Shape of Water is gonna go out, and I'm like, why is he telling me before he even has a script? And apparently he pulled him aside to be like, there's gonna be a sex scene. And Doug was just like, how would I, what? He goes, and I just wanted to talk to you to discuss how it would work. And I was just like, I relate to this because we get at least one person at every convention that goes, so sex with you guys. And I'm like, Jesus, come on. Like, I don't want to, like, stop it. Why are you going to make it weird? Like, that's, so it's one of those, I was like, oh, I get it. I'm there with you, buddy. Where it's like, oh, what? That kind of shock of, no. Pardon? Yeah, that was that. It was kind of one of those funny little moments for me where I was like, oh yes, no, I relate. I understand exactly what you're trying to tell us here. Hi, Serena. Hello, welcome in. But yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, we were just hanging out for the day, and our buddy Oz got off work, and we decided we were gonna wait for him to show up because he was getting butchered up, which was one of his really cool costumes that he has, where he wears like a bird cage on his head. It looks fucking awesome. But we decided, because we were bored, we were all gonna enter the costume contest. Me, Ember, and Oz just all kind of just entered the costume contest. I'm like, I'm not gonna win. I'm wearing Gilda. I'm wearing like the cutest costume I could possibly wear to something that's for horror. Like, I'm not gonna win against Jason Voorhees and fucking Tucker and Dale. Like, I'm not gonna win against them. But I'm so, like, fuck it, I'll enter. So that was kind of fun. We were waiting in line, and like, you got to go on stage, be your character, walk off stage, and then they would vote via audience who got to stay. So of course I got on there, I shook my boobs down, shook my ass, and then walked off stage. So I was like, fuck it, we're gonna make a show out of it, kids. Yeah, it was delightful. It was just a good time for Saturday. We went, but by the time we left, like, staying as late as we did was probably a mistake because I hadn't eaten, because I can't eat in Gilda, because she is, like, I was like, there's no eating in that costume. Like, that is forbidden. And that it was just crazy, where I was like, okay, yeah, no. By the time we got back to the hotel, like, I had like the sugar, like 0 blood sugar shakes. Like, I'm like, we gotta eat something, guys. So we went and got tacos. I had tostada. I was very happy. But I was just shoveling things in my mouth. And Frankie had called during the Matthew Lillard panel, and then like he called again while I was eating. I'm like, well, I have to say hi. I gotta say hi. So I'm like, I answer. I'm like, yeah, food. I haven't eaten. It's like, went back to the hotel, relaxed. Chris was drinking wine and reading comic books. Charlie called, we talked to him, had him laughing about the whole Matthew Lillard stuff. It was just a lot of fun. And then Sunday rolls around, wearing Vera. These eyes make everything look terrifying, so that's great. Oh, subscribe to their Patreon. Yeah, no, I mean, Children of Proteus Patreon. Well, that's cool, Tyler. How is your pick your own adventure panel coming along? It's coming along. I am writing little story, the storyline. I got two 2 storylines finished, and then I'm working on like the other 6, but I have like 2 more are almost done. So it's getting there. It's getting there. I gotta buckle down and do it. I'm actually hoping to get some done this weekend when I go up to Sedona, and kind of get some stuff going there. But I got 2 of them ready to go, and then we'll see what happens from there. But we're getting there. I had a couple epiphanies this weekend that I just gotta write them down. I'm hoping it's good. I'm worried that to quote Randy Feltface, I'm worried I'm looking at it through the eyes of a doting mother, and I don't realize I've given birth to a piece of shit baby. Like, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm hoping it's gonna be nice. Like that is something I'm really hoping for. Oh my God, yeah. So Sunday we check out of the hotel and we're going down for the final time to get in the car for the day. And like I step into the elevator and there's like a dad and 3 kids in the elevator, and they're not like kids, they're teenagers. They're like maybe 16. And the dad like looks at you and goes, going to work, huh? And I'm like, hey, gotta take what you can get, right? I get paid to be a monster. That's a good day. But like the sons are all like all of a sudden facing like the elevator walls, like they won't look at me, and I'm like, you guys are precious. And that's when Danielle and Chris like kind of learned that like, oh no, like they were laughing the whole weekend because it was like, oh yeah, when like people who aren't dressed up look at you, like they give you some looks, and I'm like, yeah, they're my favorite part of anything. Like it's just one of those things. So I always try to make sure when I notice that people are like I'm like, yeah, I know what I look like. So I always make sure that I'm like, hi, how are you? Like I make full eye contact and make conversation. So I'm like, yeah, I know. What's the problem? Like but that's also been my entire life. You know, it's like that's something I've dealt with always, is that oh, I shifted real quick. That was weird. You know, that's something I've dealt with my whole life, you know. I wouldn't even call it messing with normies. That's not what I do. I wouldn't call that at all. I'm just, because it's not messing with normies. I'm not like trying to spook them. I'm just making conversation. You know, it's normal that if you feel like you're being stared at, you can, be like, hi, how are you today? Because that's just what I do. I'm a friendly person. I work in retail. It's like, hey, what's going on? But that's been my entire life. I've always been different. It's like I always had really short hair and was confused for a boy. I was always, I had colored hair and I wore black a lot. Like that's always been something I dealt with. So it's like, it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, who cares? If you want to stare at me, that's kind of what I'm here for. Like that's, yeah, the does she know what she's wearing face is definitely what I get a lot. Like that's the, like it's like, does she know what she looks like? And it's like, yes, kids, I do. In fact, sorry kids, this is weird. I gotta get like around the side so I can start filling in with some other colors and the actual design for this face. What else? Oh, before we get to Sunday, real quick. So the final poll for the character showdown is going on. Well, the final poll for the finals. Obviously, we're in the semifinals. It's Nereza versus Hector. So if you guys haven't voted on that yet, make sure you do it. Vote for which one you want to go against Crab, because that's really what it is at this point. It's not even like which one of these two is your favorite. Which one of these two do you want to compete against Crab is what this is. I feel like is where we're at now. But no, so Sunday rolls around. Vera, she looks amazing with the contacts in, I think. I think I look freaking awesome. But I'm also a narcissist, so who knows? Doug Jones wasn't really there. It was he left right after his photo op in the morning, but I did see him in the lobby, and he did say I looked great. Oh, that's what happened Saturday night. So Saturday night was they did a charity auction, which was great. But halfway through I was like, guys, I have to get up. Like my girdle's cutting into my stomach, and I just need to walk around. So I went to go walk around for a little bit, did a lap around like the vendor hall, and I'm coming back around to go back to the charity auction, and Matthew Lillard walks past me and goes, "Oh, you look absolutely stunning." And I'm like, "What? Thank you." And he kept going, and then like very shortly after, like maybe like a 30 seconds after, Ember Oz and Danielle and Crystal walk out going, "Oh my God!" So Matthew Lillard came in, and he signed a piece, and he was like, "Oh, if you bid on this and you win this, I'll leave whoever it is a shaggy voicemail. Like I'll give you a personalized voicemail." And I was like, "That's awesome." He just told me I'm stunning. Like that's like I was like, and so that was really cool. But I was like, okay, yeah. No. Sunday I got in line for Matthew Lillard, and I came up to him, and like this is how you know that like so like I would say, because I love everything Matthew Lillard does, so I would say like I'm a pretty big fan, but like I had no problem talking to Matthew Lillard versus Doug Jones, where I was just like, let me tell you how much I love you. This time, I was talking to Matthew Lillard. I'm like, hey man, I just wanted to say thank you for. I mean, in your panel yesterday, you really kind of like touched my heart because my husband right now is in Korea, and I'm really missing him. And you guys share oddly a lot of the same mannerisms, and I thought so. For me, it was just kind of this little nostalgic moment. It made me really happy, and I just wanted to thank you for that. And we had a nice conversation. We had hugs, and like I got 2 hugs. I'll take it. But he asked what branch Charlie was in and what he was what he does, and I was like, oh yeah, he teaches suicide prevention classes, and it's like all these little like little things, and so we were having a good conversation. He goes, no, hey, thank you for your assistance. I'm like, I don't fucking do shit. All I gotta do is like still be there when he gets back. That's all I gotta do, and shit, that's not hard. It ain't hard, military spouses. Um, Calling you on your bullshit, bitches. No, I'm not that. I'm not that mean. But I was like, my job isn't the hard job. I was like, hello, Rihanna. I was like, my job's not hard. My job is to be like, hey man, I'm here for you, buddy. What do you need? You need snacks? I'll send you snacks. You need an extra push when you're feeling down? Hey homie, I'm here for you. Like it's not hard, in my opinion. And our relationship started as a long distance relationship. So for me, I've always known what I had signed on for, It's like, no, deployments happen, stationings happen, TDYs happen. It's just a thing that happens, kids. It's the life I chose. And I'm very happy with it because it allows us to travel. Me and Charlie both like to travel. So it's nice to have someone who shares your ideals as your partner. It's that I think that is, I don't know, that's my thing. That's my opinions on the matter. Hubby, what are you doing? What's up, Pepperoni? Are you thirsty? Okay. I will be right back. It seems the dog is out of water. feel like I came too far down with this blue, but it's okay. All right, Matthew Lillard was pretty awesome. Y'all are so gooey and gross. I love it. What? We're not gooey and gross. We're normal. We talk to each other. We support each other. We communicate. Normal relationship, kids. But I hear that a lot. Like, people tell me and Charlie all the time, they're like, oh, I wish I had something like yours when they're in a relationship. Or they tell us like, oh, like, I want to be you guys when I grow up, which is a normal thing for us millennials to say to each other. But like, we hear it more often than I've heard it in any relationship I've ever been in. And we're normal. We fucking support. Like, you should be supporting your significant other. I didn't know this was something that I had to put out there. You should be supporting and caring about your significant other. And if you're not, maybe it's time for that relationship to end. Just going to put it out there. If you can't sort your shit out, maybe they aren't the one for you. Just, like, if you have someone who won't let you drive because they don't want you to have a job, red flag. Like, it's one of those things where it's, especially from the inside looking out too, like, so that's not just like regular everyday people relationships, like military relationships. Like, I see a lot of the times where it's like, oh, she doesn't stay home, and I'm like, well, does she have a car? Does she have a job? It's like, no, she has to stay home and take care of the kids. Well, and then you're suffocating your wife. That's why she wants to leave you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, support your spouse. Like, support your significant other. Like, relationships are built on supporting each other and helping each other and being logical and not keeping petty grudges about things and not specifically manipulating people. Like, that's not what relationships are about. Like, get a FetLife account if that's what you're about. People are into humiliation. Like, do that. Like, this is someone's fucking everyday life. If you're like getting off on the fact that you make them cry every night, like, because you just wanted to be right that fucking badly, like, fuck you. I don't know. That's my little fucking soapbox, kids. And I'm not saying like any relationship is without argument, because me and Charlie argue mostly about the comic book. But like, we do it in a calm and rational manner. It's one of those things where it's like, Charlie respects the point, like my point of like, I don't argue well. I don't. Because when I get flustered, my brain can't really think of responses. So like, I need to think about what I'm gonna say, and I need to have time to be logical. But it's one of those things where he gives me my space to do that. It's not every day, and we respect each other's boundaries and how we do things. I don't know. Fucking respect each other. God damn. Like, that's, I feel like I hear it all the time with my relationship with each other. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have a relationship like your guys. And I'm like, then fucking have one. It's not fucking hard. Get over your fucking shit. Don't make your shit someone else's problem. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't know. God, I don't know. Huh. All right. What else do I got to talk about? Oh, eyeball moved. There we go. Yeah. This one just moved around a little bit just then. That was weird. Right? Hit a nerve. Fucking why can't people be nice to each other? God damn it. I feel like that's a weird nerve to hit, right? It's like in Good Omens. So what did he say to everybody to make them so angry? Be kind to each other. Well, yeah, that would do it. Like that's how I feel about relationships. Oh, okay, this is starting to itch me. This is coming up. Goodbye, goldfish necklace. I love you, but you were going in the bracelet pile because you were making me crazy. But I mean, to be fair, like Good Omens is like up there in my top favorite books. Like it's been for over a decade, you know? It's like, yeah, no. Be fucking nice to each other. Fucking support each other. I don't know. Didn't know it was a hard concept to grasp. There we go. That's the brush I want. I want to get more yellow on my face. So yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know. That's just my thing. You know, fucking respect each other. Damn. I can't believe I'm already still thinking about like, wow, you said that out loud. You like manipulating people to get a FetLife account. Like that, for me, I was like, wow, you said that out loud. Oh, what? Did I never plug my laptop in? I didn't. My laptop's like over here, cord-wise. Shoot. Well, good news. I can go live on Facebook for an hour before my battery gets low. You like your ball? I love you. You're pretty great. But yeah, that's... So yeah, the weekend was pretty freaking great. I'd say, like, to the point where I want to do more monster cons. That's a thing. I want to participate in more. Yeah. What else do I got going on? So this week I'll be working a lot on Balderdash Monster Smash. Then on Thursday, on the 4th of July, I am actually heading to Sedona. I know, super awesome. I'm gonna be heading up there, hanging out with a couple friends for the weekend. So we got some cool adventures to do, but I think I'm gonna spend most of my nights finishing up most of Monster Dash Monster Smash. Because both of them are actually pretty good writers, so I think I'm going to have them edit some of it and be like, hey, how's this look? I will come back to that because I am live. But yeah, that's my plan for the weekend. I'm going to be talking to Frankie this week about some Extra Life stuff. We got some cool stuff going on, especially since Facebook and Extra Life did an integration together, which will make it easier for donations through Facebook. For those of you who have remembered the last couple of years of our Extra Life stream, you have to go to the website and add, like, pick the person you're going to donate to, and then pick the amount you're going to donate, and then pay. Like, it was a bit of a process, but they did Facebook integration with it, which is great, which means for you guys, There's still going to be individual links for whoever you want to donate to out of our team, but it will make it a lot easier of you just hit that link and you can donate right on Facebook. So that's actually something that I'm actually very much looking forward to, because it's going to make it a lot easier to take donations. But you can still do it the old-fashioned way, but it's going to make it a lot easier to take donations because a lot of you are fans from Facebook, so it will make it a lot easier. We are currently deciding on games right now, but we have so much going on, as well as it was voted on what returning food challenges we would have, because of course I need everybody on the team on board with what we're doing, because I'm not going to do something if someone's like, hell no. Like, for instance, the one thing everybody said no to the first 2 years has been Bean Boozled. Bean Boozled is a flat no. No one wants to do Bean Boozled. So it's not something that's ever been included in Extra Life. We do have the return of the Burn Orbliss chocolate. It is coming back. It is a donatable thing. I think Mystery Cotton Candy is coming back. The Twizzler Challenge was a resounding yes. I think Frankie made multiple accounts to keep voting for it. No, that's not true. But it was like we are voting on things right now as a group to decide what's coming back, what's not. Adding a tiny bit of black just in here. This is actually driving me crazy right here. So in my face, looking at it, I don't see this right here. But on camera, I see it. And that's making me freaking crazy. Look at that puppy. Look at that sweet pupper, dude. I love her so much. Alright, so we need a thin brush, wherever those are hiding. Almost thin enough. There, is that one? No, that's that weird brush. I don't know how that got in there. This is the brush I want, though. Alright, so I'm gonna add now some lines. Yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped. Probably this week on the actual event page, for those of you who are following it, we're probably going to be posting what our goals are for this year and what kind of fun things come with when we meet those goals. We will also be posting soon what food challenges you can start donating for, as well as we might give you guys some suggestions if you want Charlie to do any Korea food challenges, which ones that things that he can get a hold of pretty easily. Which will be pretty freaking great. I'm ordering the stickers here pretty soon, so you guys get to see the stickers we'll be doing if we hit our first goal. There we go. I'm pretty freaking pumped. Also, so coming all up, so okay, so we're in July now. I don't have any cons this month, which is mildly exciting for me, which means I can try and get stuff done. Hold on. But I have a ton of stuff I can get done this month, sorry. But the start of August, obviously the first weekend of August is my birthday. August 2nd. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not doing anything for it, but I'm pretty excited about it. And then the second weekend of August was going to be my cousin's wedding, but it is now going to be free minus Sunday, which I'm going to be going to a mermaid parade here in town. So I'm going to be going to that. And then the third weekend in August is the Labyrinth Masquerade. I'm super excited about. That's in Los Angeles. I'm going to be going with Ember and Oz and Natai and Adam, and I think Moira's going to be there. I'm pretty excited about all the people I'm going to see out there. And then the next weekend is Anime Festival Wichita. I do need to talk to Randy still. I keep getting told he needs to message me, and then he doesn't message me, and I'm like, okay, well, it'll happen eventually. And then the final weekend of August into September is the Big River Steampunk Festival, which Becky's going to be driving up with me. We're going to go through New Mexico, and we're going to drive to Missouri for Big River. I mean, that's going to be like a full week, because it's going to take us about 2 days to drive, I think. And then we're going to get there, we're going to do the 3-day convention, and then we're going to drive home. So it's going to be about a full week of crazies. But I'm really excited because that kind of marks the end of my year for conventions. I mean, there's always a chance that some other things are going to pop up, but that's kind of the end until I move to England. So that's going to be really great, because I'm going to spend pretty much the rest of the year obviously like planning for Extra Life and then the move, and it's gonna go so fast. I feel like it's crazy. So Ayla, I didn't get to read your question, but say it here now, because I wanted to pay attention, because I saw you said Good Omens, and I was like, I want to pay attention to what you were saying, but I was like, I'm live, I can't type right now, I'm busy. But say it now, because I want to know what you were saying. Because it said something about like, is there more, or so what I think you were asking is it the end? And yes, that is the end. That is essentially how the book ends. Now, did it cover everything in the book detail-wise? No, because Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett as writers are the masters of extraneous details. They add a lot of extra details when they write. And so there's a lot of footnotes, and there's a lot of extra information. Now, they did put quite a bit of it in the television show, but there is definitely a lot more going on in the actual book. But they did cover pretty much everything. I would say, but no, there will not be more. There will not be a second season. It was a mini series, but it is finished. But I love it. It was one of those things where it did it justice. It did quite a bit of justice. But if you ever did want to read it, there is a lot of extra details in there that it's like they're just the kings of extra details. Yeah, no, they are kings of that. It's like I've been telling people who haven't read the book, like some people are like, oh, well, I want to read the book first. I'm like, watch the television show first, actually. As someone who loves the book and the movie and the television show, for a lot of people, the book is a hard read. The book is a bit of a hard read because of how much extra detail in it. Like, there's footnotes and header notes and like stars and stuff. Like there's a lot of extra stuff in the book, and you can tell like the two styles there and how they're similar, but they're also different. She's being adorable. Oh, you peeled all of the felt off the ball. Oh, keep going. You're fine. Good. Still obsessed with Star. That's fair. That's fair, man. I understand that obsession because I was on that boat for quite some time. So yeah, that I understand that obsession. I made a joke this week that well, I was like, yeah, no, Good Omens cured my depression. That's what made me happy this week. Like I just have little things that make me happy. Terry Pratchett footnotes? I have a hard time believing it. Yeah, no, totally. No, that's totally not his thing, you know? Footnotes. Extra details. Yeah, there's a lot. And then it's really hard for me right now. So a lot of my favorite shows are all like either in hiatus or done. Like so one of my favorite cartoons out was Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and Ayla's been watching it and she finally just finished it. But they just finished their fourth and final season.